some journey. Some journey.
Yeah, absolutely. It was very devastating to us. Very hard because the type of cancer he had, you never knew for sure when it would happen. It was a miracle, though, that he was able to live until our son did graduate and got older. Kelly was already married at that time, so he wasn't as concerned about her. But Clayton was very young when he was diagnosed. Clayton was only 14. His prayer was that he would see his son graduate, and he did. And in fact, with a little bit of extra time. So Roman died. He was only 51, and I was 49. But again, God again, trying to take a life. And remember back when I said I had to forfeit going to college and didn't graduate in school. And yet here was God again. You know, that scripture we hear sometimes in Romans 8:28 about God working all things together for good to those who love the Lord. It's not the things that happen in our life are always good, but if we trust God with them, He will make good out of them in our lives.
And God had a dream waiting for you on the heels of grief, really, of the loss of your husband.
Absolutely, He did. And I had always wanted to go to Bible college, but I never dreamt it would be happen.
At the age of 50?
At the age of 50. Go figure that one.
And you would graduate valedictorian, May of 2004.
I know. God just did everything when it came to taking me to college, you know.
And talk about missing some of your childhood. Look at these pictures. This is during your
Bible
school adventures.
Yes.
Where are you here?
We went spelunking. What they always would do is take us to Banff to do a one-week modular course, and we would do some activities in the afternoon, and so they took us spelunking. This was absolutely a life-changing experience for me, and I use it often in life application, because the Friday before we went on this, I was sitting at my kitchen table crying, saying, oh God, maybe you made a mistake. Maybe I'm not supposed to go to Bible school. I'll just find another great man and get married again.
Is that you dead center?
I am dead, yes, right in the dead center there. I am. So. But of course, God had a different plan. He hadn't made a mistake. And so we were 4 hours in the Rat's Nest Cave in Canmore. You can see how difficult it was at times. You had to turn a certain way to get down. We had to rappel down 60 feet. I had no idea what I was in for when I went in here. And I'm glad I did it, got the t-shirt, but I'll never do it again.
And here's our grad.
And then I graduated. Yes, that was absolutely incredible.
Now, if this isn't enough of a surprise, how did you go from this wonderful foundation? And by the way, you have a Bachelor of Arts in Leadership. You were ordained by the Pentecostal Assemblies of Canada in '07.
Yes.
And you are now the pastor of a condo complex. You're the first one I've ever met.
Well, it is a very unique ministry. It's totally a God thing, Maura, because when I graduated from Bible school in 2004, I felt that fall that it was maybe time for me to sell my home and move into a condo. And when I went to buy the condo, the lady there was a Christian, and she had told me about this complex next door and said, well, Marie, they're putting a chapel in there. Maybe you could get a job. But when I went home that night, I was talking to God about it, sitting in the armchair, and I said, you know, Lord, that's a valid ministry, but I don't think I'm a fit for that. And then I had this thought, oh God, He says to me, why don't you pastor the condo you're moving into? And
this is not a Christian community.
No, no, this is a variety of different individuals that buy these condos and move into them. And I thought, pastor a condo? I thought, whoa, that's way outside the box, Scott. If that's going to happen, you have to do it. So the first year, I just got to know the people a little bit more, built relationships, kept applying for jobs in churches, but no doors opened. And then in 2006, in January, when the last door closed on the church that I thought I would get the job at, I just said, well then, Lord, it must be time for me to take the next step here, if that's what you want me to do. Called the condo board, and they gave me the permission to start holding biweekly services, non-denominational, in the condo.
Biweekly. Now, is
biweekly. Every other Sunday.
Other Sunday.
Yes. That way then it doesn't monopolize the time, so other people can book the room.
Use the facility.
Exactly.
Oh, come on, we have to show and tell here. Let's have some pics. Here's Pastor. Pastor, what do they call you? Pastor
Marie? Call me, yeah, they introduced me as Pastor Marie, or I just say call me Marie. This is Marika. This was a miracle how we did not have any instruments in the church to start. We went for approximately 10 months without it. God had one couple bring this in, and the piano, and raised funds for it. And shortly after that, Marika moved into the condo and offered to be our piano player. And this is a picture.
Here's your congregation.
Of quite a few of the congregation. And so it's quite exciting. And who would have thought this would be where God would lead me? going through Bible school, I ended up getting to go to Australia for a year, and that was a tremendous miracle. Again, through a thought. God just after a year and a half challenged me, Marie, why don't you do some school in Australia? I always hear God just in thoughts, and I went there and did a year. And while there, God is so personal, Maura. I went through probably the best part of my grieving process in Australia 3 years after Roman had died.
You know, people say 3 years. Have you heard that as
No,
well?
I haven't. No.
3 year, the third year is the toughest.
Yeah.
It's not that first Christmas, it's the third one.
Exactly.
When you've lost someone you love.
Exactly. And while I was there, I was invited to a wedding. And the wedding was September 28th, which was the day that Roman had died. And I knew I would have mixed emotions, but I thought it would be very nice to have something pleasant. But then they showed a video of the bride and the groom. And the groom was born on August 30th, which was our wedding anniversary. Oh. And the bride was born on February 21st, which was Roman's birthday. And that just ended it for me. I left and ended up going up to get some fish and chips at a little place, and had a great cry. And yeah, so God just loves us so much. He'll take us halfway around the world if he has to bring that healing into our lives. So beautiful. It's been amazing.
Oh, just a quick look now at your family. You're a proud grandma.
I'm a great grandma, actually. That's right. That's what happens when you start young. Yeah, this is my daughter Kelly and her husband Jay and the 3 girls. Natasha's husband and her son Elijah, who is my great-grandson.
Oh, what a wonderful.
Then this is my son Clayton to the left and his fiancée Andrea, and of course Kelly and Jay to the right.
What a great story. What a great story. Marie, I'm so glad this is the woman who gave us our chocolate Stetsons in Calgary. And you had more goodies to share, and I'm glad you've come to do that.
It's been a real delight.
Oh. I hope this idea of condo pastors really takes off.
I do too, because it's a unique ministry. It's getting the church out to the people, because the people won't always come to church. And it's been exciting to see people have come to the Lord. I did an Alpha course there last year. It's just been amazing, the doors, and God's been the one who's opened the doors. All I've had to do is be patient and wait as he opens them and I walk through.
And listen, and then have the courage to step out.
Absolutely.
The new year is a time when we resolve to let go of our past.
Yes.
It's a journey.
Yeah.
Embrace God in our present and bring change to our future. Marie has modeled that so wonderfully for us. We would love to help you make a fresh start. Can you believe for something unbelievable, having heard this story? Our prayer lines are available around the clock, every day of the year. Decide that you're not going to stay where you are. Stay away from what might have been and look to what you can be. We're going to encourage you every day. Marie, thanks for being part of it today.
Embrace your journey and remember the scripture. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man or woman, it's not gender, who takes refuge in him. That is the hallmark of my life. That scripture.